An entire set of 23 chromosomes is called a genome. The human genome consists of 3 billion base pairs. Variation at a single base pair is called a SNP, or a single nucleotide polymorphism. When the body makes new cells, it doesn't make many mistakes. But nobody's perfect. Sometimes when the genome is copied, a single base pair might get added, left out, or substituted. Single nucleotide base substitutions create SNPs. There are around 10 million SNPs in the human genome, which account for many of the genetic differences between you and everyone else on the planet. Some SNPs account for differences in appearance. Others can affect how we develop diseases or how we respond to drugs. Most SNPs, however, actually cause no observable differences between people at all, since variances are passed on from one generation to the next. The number of differences between you and your neighbor can tell you how related you are to each other.
Now we're looking to how scientists went about conducting their study. Scientists did a genome-wide association study amongst pairs of friends and went to see if there was similarity in these friendship pairs at a single nucleotide polymorphism level. A single nucleotide polymorphism is a genetic sequence that has a genetic variation at one nucleotide, and that this change exists in at least 1% of the population. Families tend to have the same SNPs, which are single nucleotide polymorphisms. So these scientists believe that friends may choose each other based on similar SNPs, and although they are not related, may act as a functional kin. The results the scientists saw suggested their claims. As you can see in this graph, the friend area shifted to the right, suggesting similarity in SNPs. The strangers graph, which are the pairs of friends who don't know each other, is shifted to the left, showing dissimilarity in SNPs. The graph on the right, talking about the opposite genotypes, essentially says the same thing. The strangers plot being shifted to the right shows dissimilarity in SNPs, while the friends being shifted to the left shows similarity. This other graph just supports the claim of the graph you saw before. This graph just shows that friends exhibit more homophily in SNPs. Scientists then went on to see if some of these SNPs were being selected for using a composite of multiple signals, which is to look to see if SNPs have been increasing in frequency over the last 30,000 years. This graph shows that certain homophilic SNPs have been increasing in frequency. An example of one that they saw that was increasing in frequency was one that codes for smell. Another was one that coded for linoleic metabolism. Scientists are unsure about what the linoleic metabolism being increasing in frequency might suggest, but they believe as far as the olfactory transduction goes, that having similar smells may play a role in friends choosing each other.